Welcome to another episode of Chumming with the Spirits, your favorite podcast in the Midwest on the paranormal with
Shark logo. JD, Para-Chum,
Para-Chum.
what more are you going to ask for?
So yeah,
Interesting few weeks.
it's been an interesting few weeks.
We kind of slacked off a little bit.
Yeah.
Not as many shorts. They're going to be coming back soon. We're talking about doing some lives.
hmm
You got to go through the Bermuda Triangle
I did,
and survived.
and
And
it hit when I got back.
locked your bank account.
Uh, bank
You're a
account.
missing person.
Yeah, bank account got locked for international fraud because I tried to log on to it on Jen's phone while we were on the boat. Car's messed up. Yeah, just
Para-Chum, tempting fate. It's kind of like a chair we know.
it's been rough. And then I had some unfortunate incidents on the way to Florida, in the Bahamas, and yeah.
Para-Chum's got his eyes on the sky, looking for saucers in the black night high. Abduction dreams and alien screams. He says they're out there more than it seems. JD's got a lens hunting for Bigfoot's trace, deep in the woods, in the shadows, embrace a rush on the ground. He's frozen in place. Did you hear that? Something's on the chase. Chumming with the spirits, chasing the unknown. Answers we crave, but we're out here alone. The fear grabs high, but we're laughing its face. Spirits, cryptids, aliens, all hands chase.
So the first, and I'll be doing a separate video on this called Para-Chum's Life Lessons.
Boat hacks.
Oh,
Para-Chum's boat hacks.
we we left Humboldt early in the morning to drive down, and we were going to stop halfway. And I decided to have Scooter's coffee with cream and follow it up with a Tijuana Mama. Needless to say, vinegar and cream do not mix.
Well, they do. It's called curdle.
Yeah. Well, it hit. It hit hard, and I had to stop to use the restroom. Well, I'm just going to say that men are disgusting creatures. I'm one of them, I admit it, but man, we need to really reflect on some things in life.
I travel. There's a reason why I have certain places I stop because of the quality of the bathroom.
I understand that now.
Yeah, it's like
The first one we stopped at, it was poop overflowing filled with urine coming out of the urinal. It looked like a poo tornado hit the stall, and I was like, I can't do this. So we got back on the road. Next restroom wasn't for like another 10 minutes, 10 miles down the road. It was out of order. So I'm like, crap. So, literally.
yeah.
So we get back in the car. We go to the third gas station. It's in order. It looks decent enough for me to do business. I finish and there's no toilet paper.
That's what you always check.
I'm like, really? Luckily, they had paper towels, but I feel bad for the guy that has to take the trash out. Because
you don't want to flush it.
No,
It'll clog the toilet.
No, but yeah, that trash can was full of poo towels, and not good.
Watch this and go, that mother.
Yeah, not good ones either. That Tijuana Mama socked it to me.
But you didn't stop on any paranormal stuff going down, right?
Not going down.
Coming back, you hit some pretty neat.
Yeah, we were in a hurry. to get down there
Yeah, you
because
just want to make sure you're there.
Yeah.
You had more time coming back.
which
Oh, that reminds me. Supposedly, there have been recent sightings of the Loveland Frogman in Loveland itself.
so we were close to Loveland on the way back. We stopped.
You came by trying to spray paint some monkeys
Yeah.
silver.
Another life lesson.
Don't forget to spray paint monkeys.
No, that's a good life lesson. No, another life lesson is if you take a detour to go see something, make sure it's open.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we stayed in Nashville on the way back, and I was like, 20 miles away is Adams, Tennessee. Let's go check out the Bell Witch Cave.
On your smartphone,
Yeah, I know.
when you look up locations, it actually tells you whether or not it's
So the reason I'm pissed at this one is they're closed for the year currently. They opened tomorrow, or they opened tomorrow for the season. 1 week.
off by a week to be at the Bell Cave.
So yeah, all I got was a picture of the sign. We did stop somewhere cool for Jen on the way back because she's miraculous. I don't know how saw the billboard as I was driving by it in Juliet, Georgia. We got to stop by the Whistle Stop Cafe and the small town where Fried Green Tomatoes was filmed.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
It was no, it like we should go there because
That's
you say this. I'll put pictures on there. I say that because it's in the mountains next to a railroad track, a river, a factory, and it is literally 1 square block of over 150-year-old standalone little buildings. Like they had an Opry house that was the size of my bedroom, made of wood.
Yeah.
It would be so fun to investigate that whole little section.
Maybe we'll have to see if we can set that up.
They were they were closed because I was gonna take her in there to eat some fried green tomatoes because she'd never had them and talk to them about that, but they were closed again. Internet, thank you for failing me.
Google.
Yeah, but that was cool. I have to admit.
But you went by Kirksville, Goblins.
Yeah.
Was it closed too?
No, it doesn't exist anymore.
Oh, they tore it down. That whole farmstead.
Yeah, there's no remnants of that incident whatsoever. No plaques anymore. Nothing. So we're driving through the whole town, and I'm like, there's got to be like a plaque or something. And she looked it up on the internet and was like, does not exist anymore. And I'm like, really? I'm 3 for 3 here.
Yeah, sure.
But it was.
The Little Miami River is still there by Lakeland. I'm just throwing that out.
Yeah, no, yeah. The Frogman's probably not anymore. He's probably closed too.
He just showed up recently. It was like I was in. I flew into Cleveland, and that's when they had the 8 sightings in 5 days of Bigfoot, and a meteorite exploded over there.
Yeah, I do remember reading about that. And speaking of which, we haven't had enough time to do ample research on it yet, but we are soon going to try to talk about the UFO lab disappearances and
the most current ones. What's going? Well, I don't know if you saw that the gentleman from Ancient Aliens just passed away.
Yeah,
he's my age.
Yeah,
I was like, oh.
So I was talking to my dad on the phone last night, and I was like, hey, have you heard about this? And he's like, it's only on the fucking news every night. Well, and I'm like, it's true.
12 fairly either well-known or experts in the field. 12 people now have died or disappeared. That's not.
He told me, he's like, oh, they're fine. China just kidnapped them and took them down to South America and tied them to some trees until they worked. And I was like, that's crazy, but you might not be wrong.
Yeah,
that's the crazy part. But yeah, that we definitely need to dive into that because it's a hot current
topic.
We
usually don't do current topics, but it's a UFO topic, and that's
current affair. Is that right?
Fair?
Yeah.
Which we don't, like I said, we haven't done a whole lot of UFO stuff. We've done sky watching, and we didn't film hardly anything.
So that was weird. Let me preface this with, if you ever get a chance to go on a cruise, go on the cruise.
So you can see the sky.
No, you can't see the sky because of all the lights on the decks. I was a little disappointed about that because I wanted to see what the night sky looked like in the middle of the ocean. Can't see shit.
I totally forgot about it. It's a cruise ship, so there's lights all over the place.
But at night, when you're in the middle of the ocean, you can't even see the water. It's black to black. The only thing you can see is if you look over and see the wakes.
Yep.
It was creepy. Like, talk about what do you call it when you get
Vertigo.
not vertigo, but just disoriented because you can't.
There's no reference.
Because it looks like a wall. It looks like you can reach out into the, like, just touch a wall. That's how black it is. It's weird. But yeah, I learned a lot of life lessons on board. When Jen says it's time to go and she's ready to go, listen. Sorry, Jen. She got burned really bad because I wanted to stay in the pool and drink.
Well, that's so that
I don't
The
burn.
sun-
I just tan.
the sun down there is a different level of sun.
Yeah, and the
Like-
bartenders are assholes down there.
No, they like you. They just
One of the lady we went with, Hunter's mom, decided that she wanted to go shot for shot with me. Bad idea, for one.
The body weight's not a good ratio.
And I've been training.
Yeah, we've been working on you.
I went to the bar and she wanted to do tequila shots, which I'm not a fan of tequila.
There's some good tequila. It's just hard to find.
We're talking about glasses that are like this tall, right? The tequila shot was this big.
Yeah,
it was like
pretty
4 tequila shots. And I was like, this is going to kill me. So I had to start doing Di Serono shots to get a little bit of cherry flavor.
Something.
Yeah, I drank way too much. It's, you don't realize it. So when you're laying in a pool, relaxing, and you're like a weightless environment,
You don't feel it.
that first step out of the pool, I was like, shit. And
Hot tub's even worse. You'll
oh,
feel great and all that. And the minute you go to stand up, take that first step out, you're
Yeah.
jelly.
well, see, I didn't even feel drunk
Yeah.
when I was in the pool. But
No,
that
you-
second I stood up, it
Yeah.
went, and I was like, ugh. We had to go get chicken sandwiches and French fries and sit for a few minutes before walking back, and that walk back sucked. I am not gonna lie. But those are things like I would have never thought that.
Life lessons.
Life lessons.
Yeah. Like, yeah.
I probably had 12 mixed drinks. I had 2 of those big shots of tequila and like 3 or 4 shots of Di Serono within like 4 hours. So I was,
Toasty.
everything was free. So I was like, why not? But you got to go do, while I was gone, something even cooler.
I don't know if that's cooler, but it's I got to go back to Prem. With Drunken Cryptids, of course. Got to take my son Joe. We're going to be doing an episode on that. Actually, this depends on when this comes out. We're going to do Spooky Coffee with them. We got some activity again. It's going to be kind of interesting to talk about because it's Prem's kind of unique. It's not a very big area. We're covering maybe less than 10 square miles. I mean, 10 acres, sorry. Not square miles. It's literally less than 10 acres. And we had rain. The weather went really weird on us. It was really nice and then got cold. And then
That's weird.
we had rain. Had the cameras up. We got
Mentally handicapped owls?
no handicapped owls. Actually, that was what we did have something growl at us. That one. And what's weird on that video, Matthew Orton already posted it. That does not sound like the growl.
Oh, not that you heard in real life?
The audio version picked up maybe half of what it sounded like because there was a high pitch to it. Like it almost sounded like a cat,
Huh.
almost, but way louder. And I'm trying to figure out why. And there was two of them. If you listen to the video, there's two of
Yeah,
them.
you can hear.
It stopped us on the tracks. And Matthew's like, "Hey, back up,
Yeah,
back
no,
up."
I was trying not to laugh when I was watching that. I was like, I can feel the fear in his voice.
I was trying to figure out how to do the rolling from Limp Biscuits, back up, and kind of cut that in. But I was like, ah. But no, we'll be talking about that. We had two sets of eye shines.
Did you see the Shadow Man?
No, the silver smoky guy didn't appear that we're aware of. Like we got a bunch of video that we have to go through.
What's that? Yeah, that's weird.
But
Was
they've been seeing it.
was Lisa there?
Yeah,
Okay.
Lisa and Ray were both there. Ray went out with us a couple times.
I heard you got a lot of ticks.
I had over 12 of them on me by the time I'm done. I've been pulling them. Like that's the only good thing is like I'm mildly allergic, so when they actually bite,
You can feel it.
I definitely could feel it and pull them off. I didn't spray myself down very well. Matthew didn't get any. Sammy, his daughter, got like maybe one. Joe had probably three that we ended up, but he got sprayed down. So just get them. But we had a couple. At a point there was some hair raising. Like
Well, and you learned a lot about Starlink.
yeah. Yeah, watching YouTube continuously for 4 hours will drain your Starlink account. But we just topped it up and we're good to go. Other than that, it worked really good.
Yeah.
I mean, we had good signal.
I thought about it when I was on the cruise. I was like, "Oh shit, we have Starlink. Like, I can just get on Starlink." And I was like, "Oh,
You need the
I
receiver.
need the receiver."
Had you taken it, you could have.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
the boat moves slow enough. I think you probably could have angled it. And
Oh no, it doesn't.
well, when you're out in the ocean,
No,
relative
it
to the
doesn't.
ocean, it's slow.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Meaning you're not gonna misalign your antenna very
No.
fast.
We
No, I mean they cruise.
we hit 80-mile-an-hour crosswinds the first night. It was almost impossible to walk. Like you were like this. Everyone else got like extremely nauseous and sick, and I was just like, this is weird. Like it didn't affect me. But yeah, you when the winds are that strong, you definitely feel it on those big boats. Like you could see like glasses sliding.
Well, and what you don't realize is that's really impressive in itself because of how big the boat is.
Yeah,
Those are massive ships,
yeah.
and for them to register anything, that's a lot of side pressure.
Oh yeah.
Because otherwise, they're almost glass smooth.
I did learn some interesting facts if everybody would like to know about cruises that I thought were pretty cool. So cruises are known for excess in food
Mhm.
and choices and all that stuff. I was curious as to like what happens with all the unused food each day. Like, um, do they just keep it and like give it to shelters and stuff when they get to ports? No, they grind it all up into a mush and expel it into the oceans for fish and sea life to eat. And I was like, that's pretty cool.
Do they mix it with the feces, make it all
I think so.
proper?
Yeah, I know. I think they do.
That way they can get around the regulation of dumping in the ocean.
And they also all the water and stuff that we were drinking was desalinated from the ship.
Mhm.
Like they pull it in, and they also use that as hydroelectric power to help with the engines and stuff. And I was like,
They're a modern marvel of what
Yeah.
they can do. But submarines do the same thing. They have desalination, and then they also have the oxygen generators off the water.
oh,
So it splits it to oxygen and hydrogen.
that's
Well, then you can burn the hydrogen if you need to.
that sounds dangerous. Like
Now,
explosive
the
dangerous.
amount of hydrogen that comes off. I mean, if you let it accumulate, yeah, but it's not as.
But they vent it off, right?
Yeah, they either vent it off or use it. But yeah, they're doing. I mean, they've been doing that for a long time. Like technically, a nuclear sub doesn't have to come up, other than people inside need to have food refueled. I mean, the mechanics of that can stay down for quite some time.
Wow. That was the other thing I learned, that restrooms on cruise ships suck.
They're made for small people.
They're not made for big people.
And that's just ships in general. Like
Yeah.
when you get well, you you did the submarine at
I didn't
oh,
know.
you didn't do the submarine at Arkansas. Is it?
I wouldn't fit.
Yeah, no. It's
No,
like
no.
it's not meant for people over 6 foot, and let alone 2 foot wide. You know,
But the fact that you feel like you're in a town with all the floors, and then the sheer scale of the
now
floors.
they do that on purpose though.
So
They so you have that feel.
yeah.
Because otherwise, you're gonna feel like you're fucking claustrophobic. Because if you're on military ships, they don't do that. They don't give you that nice airy feel of like you're in a town. And
Oh, like
the closest one is like watch like the Titanic. That that was luxury back then, and that doesn't touch what
the
they.
floors were twice as tall as my bedroom. Like that's how, and there were 14 of them. Like that's like a 28-story building.
Yeah.
Um, I did. I need to look this up. I took a picture of it because and I think I sent it to you when we docked in Nassau, which is a British-owned island because Royal Caribbean is British-owned, and the Bahamas are.
Some of the Bahamas are British. Some are U.S.
The island that Nassau's on. Is it Nassau the island, or is it the town? I don't know. But that's a British-owned island. There was a giant Freemason temple. Why would that be if it's British owned? Freemasons are American.
Americans been all through that area. But a lot of those islands have swapped back and forth. You'll need to look that up.
Yeah.
Because like the U.S.
I'll show it to you real quick. I mean,
U.S. Virgin Islands, and then there's the British Virgin Islands, and then Jamaica.
happy.
Yeah. Yeah.
I just thought it was weird.
You sure it was a Freemason? That's Freemason.
Yeah.
Well, look up Nassau and see if it was ever under U.S.
Control.
territories. Yeah.
I'm gonna have to do that because
Like I said, I didn't even realize until I checked on the see where you're at on the phone, and I'm like,
oh, you know what?
oh shit, you're literally in the Bermuda Triangle.
Yeah. So that was the first night, and that was when the winds picked up. I wonder if that correlates. Because it felt like we were in a storm, but there was no storm.
Yeah.
There's
nothing to block the wind, so
that's true.
It just builds, and then, but yeah, you literally were cruising around the Bermuda.
Yeah, we cut through the corner of it.
Which Betsy, who's going to be at the Arkansas Cryptid Festival as a speaker, she made comment about, yeah, I went down there and nothing really. I'm like, it almost sounds like you're disappointed you didn't get. And she's like, oh, yeah.
Yeah, I went out.
You just didn't know it was just going to follow you home.
Well, yeah, it fucking did. We were going to film an episode on the ship, but we had no internet, no service, and I was going to hook the microphones up and just record on my phone. There was not a spot on that boat
that was
quiet enough to record an episode. And it was crazy. Like, I know they're on vacation, but like people were letting their kids run around the boat at 1:30 in the morning, going nuts. And my parents would have whooped the shit out of me if I had acted like that as a kid.
Now that's their getaway, and they pretty much feel like the kids are self-contained. They don't ever talk about the people who go missing off this.
Yeah, so we need to do we talked about it. Hunter and I talked about that on the way home, recently too.
Oh no, they've been going.
There's a documentary about the girl on the Explorer of the Sea, not the Explorer of the Seas, one of the, I think it was Royal Caribbean, that disappeared and fell overboard or something like that, and they waited 4.5 hours to call into the Coast Guard that she fell off because they didn't want to wake people up with an announcement over the PA system. And I'm like, that's fucked. Like you should be responsible for that.
When you start looking into it, there's been a lot of events and a lot of similar stuff like that. that somebody goes overboard and they wait.
They should be held accountable for that because
But it's international waters. Whose law are you going to hold them to?
that's a good point.
Because technically, in
That's
international water, the
horrible.
captain is the law.
Is God.
Yep. Maritime law.
Oh, I would hunt him down and torture him if that was
Jen or somebody.
yeah, or you or Joe or something like
Yeah.
you know what I mean. Like I would go to the end of the earth to make sure he suffered because that's fucked. But yeah, we need to do a whole episode on cruise ship disappearances and mishaps.
There's a lot more of them. Well, I mean, it's very similar to the national parks because they don't want to necessarily make that so public that you can look it up.
Yeah.
Because they don't want to deter people from going to the cruises. But there are some are accidents.
Yeah.
Pure and same, and then some, I don't know.
There
Like
was-
there might be some nefarious means going on there.
I don't know if I should tell this. There was a comedian on board named Lester Bibbs, very very famous uh, comedian, and he did this skit where he was on a boat, and I can't remember what one it was, but it was like the premiere for Royal Caribbean, and they had this giant new water slide, and he was telling this story of like there was a lady rolling up who was
Oh, heavy.
skinny,
Oh,
handicapped, and she's like, "I want to ride that ride," and the Indian guy looks at her, and he looks up, and he looks down, and he's like, "I think that's a bad idea." And she's like, "No, I'm gonna do it." And there was like a Jamaican guy who was responsible for getting people into the slide, and he goes, "Mom, if you ride that slide, there's going to be a problem." And she got on it, was doing fine, and then all of a sudden he's like, she got to that last turn, and the whole ship hears this, and she got stuck. And he's like, "I'm just sitting here eating fries," and they look over at me and all this stuff, and the captain comes up to me because he sees that I saw the occurrence, and he goes, "Please don't tell this story when you're on stage on this boat." And he looks at the audience and he's like, "And I made that promise,
I'm not.
but I'm not on that boat." Yeah, they had to like take the slide apart and it was hanging over
Yeah.
the side like to get her off. It was a huge ordeal. That's why I will never ride a water slide.
You just need to set a weight goal. When you hit, under 300, when you hit like 250, that's when you can do a slide.
No, they say like even at certain heights you're not supposed to because
Whiplash.
Because the turns are so sharp that it can contort your body and you can still get stuck. Nope. Nope. But yeah, it was I think we're gonna try to go on another one next year. If so.
Like if
I'm
I
gonna
have enough time.
I'm gonna try to get my mom, my sister, and her husband.
Like I said, I haven't done a cruise. Been on a few ships, but nothing major.
And they're really not that expensive.
If you get the right package and not pay for internet.
Yeah, that was like $80 a day. I was like, screw that.
See, now that makes me wonder, could you sneak Starlink in and stick it out your window if you have outside cabin?
I think if it's in your luggage, yeah. That was another nice thing. Like when you get to the boat before you get on the ramps to go up, they take your luggage and then it's like a hotel. You have 4 or 5 hours before you can check into your room.
Yeah, they're moving all your stuff.
They bring your luggage to your room for you, and when you leave, they take your luggage and you pick it up like an airport, so you don't have to carry it the whole way. I was like, man, this is awesome.
You can also, if you're looking for work, you can actually join the boats.
Yes, we talked to the waiters, Anthony and Julia. One was from India, I believe, and the other one was from the Philippines. And they have to do 6 to 7 month contracts where they're not even allowed off the boat.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
days. Like it's
about that.
like every day. No, when I was in Florida, I looked into it because
Yeah.
It's not bad money. Well, and
No, it's not.
because when you're out in international waters, you don't pay taxes.
Yep.
So, but it is. I think the minimum ones was like a 6 month.
Yeah, furlough.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the problem is, like, even if it's slow on your times, they make you go to other places and help out.
Yeah, no,
Like you're working.
You're working 100% of the time.
Yeah.
But I looked into those, and I looked into oil rigs out open water oil rigs, because they do 6 to 9 month tours, and that's the same thing. If the oil rig's far enough out into the water, it's international. So
Yeah.
you're going, and you'll make
200,000-300,000.
I think a 9 month tour is generally. Keep this in mind. This is back in
Early 90s.
late 90s,
Late
early
90s.
2000s. It was at least 100,000, and all of that was tax free.
Yeah.
So I mean, you're
You still have to pay taxes on it once you get to land, don't you? No?
no, because that's one of the tricks in the military, well, at least in the Navy, is if you know you're going to get a big reenlistment bonus, and you know a tour's coming up, you go hop on a ship and get into international waters, do your sign-on bonus in international waters, and there's no income tax on that.
Oh. Sneaky.
Yeah, I mean
That's smart.
It's like depending on your MOS and all that whatever you've been trained in, they were giving certain bonuses. Some of them were pretty decent, and yeah, you just go on the ship, go
That's
go on a workup that's going into international waters, and you should get a request to sign you back in, and
that's genius.
yeah, well, and that's why a lot of people, like, I knew multiple guys that would go on a 9 month deployment, and when they get back, they'd buy a car.
Yeah.
It's because all their money, I mean, you're on a ship. Well, so aircraft carriers, they don't, there's only like Nimitz class, there's only like 9 ports in the world that can handle that large of a ship. So they're out there for 90% of the time on deployment on the ship, 12-hour days. You know, you don't have anything to spend your money on. A little different now because, you know, the internet, you can,
Yeah.
there's a lot
Buy
more
stuff.
digital stuff now, but I don't know how they get the Amazon drones to fly in, but
Yeah.
but
Without being shot down.
but yeah, no, there's some sneaky little things like that.
That makes sense because they said because they had a casino and they could only operate the casino when we were out of port
in international waters,
and if you won there was no tax on it. It makes sense now.
and that's, I mean, honestly, but that's why, like, if you're in your early 20s, you're old enough to drink or whatever, that's how they can get people to work on those ships.
Yeah.
Because like taxes, if you don't have income and state tax pulled out, I mean, that's between 25 to 30% of your paycheck.
Yeah.
That you're just getting.
Yeah.
You know, and they have doctors, they have everybody to be able to handle emergencies when you're on ship.
There were more employees than passengers.
Hey everyone, this is JD with Chumming with the Spirits podcast. What's the perfect way to spice up any recipe you can think of? That's right, it's the perfect sauce. Big Fork Brands has a wide variety of the perfect sauces for any occasion. If you're craving something special for that late night snack, mid-afternoon pick-me-up, or just something tasty for the special event, be sure to check out their amazing bacon sausages, paleo pork jerkies, and flavored meat sticks. Of all the products can be purchased at www.bigforkbrands.com. Here at Chumming with the Spirits podcast, we always keep some of their incredible sauces and meat sticks on hand for those long days and nights of recording. Don't forget to use the code CHUMMING, CHUMMING, at checkout to receive 20% off your order.
By far. The one thing I learned, and when I go back again, I'm going to have so much fun with this. So there's a trend on cruise ships to hide ducks or other little things.
Like sharks.
Yeah, so like I have one right behind you next to the gremlin that I found.
Oh,
So they hide them all. People hide them all over the ships. Apparently they're hard to find, but I have, from Hunter's mom told me I have duck dar because every time we met up with them, like whether it be an hour later or 2 hours later, I would have 3 or 4 ducks in my pocket because I would just notice them, like they just appeared.
you literally been trained to watch for minute changes in areas
True.
and
Yeah.
paranormal.
That's fair.
You know,
That's really fair.
and the duck kind of sticks out.
It does. But when we go again, I'm gonna hide miniature aliens because people were hiding like miniature Jesuses, miniature gnomes, ducks.
Not miniature sharks.
No, no one had miniature sharks. But I want to hide aliens, like little mini aliens. I'm gonna get a ton of them, and
Maybe we should ask.
I put stickers all over that fucking boat. Like I was hiding them all over, like ducks. I was hiding the stickers.
Did you peel them or did you
Nope,
stick
I
them?
just stuck them.
Oh,
And
good. That way, if they find them, they.
every time I came back, they were gone. So
We need to.
I gave some to our waiters, and they were like,
we need to get some we need to get a QR code like on them.
I was putting out the QR code ones.
Oh, okay.
I gave one to our waiter, who was our main dining waiter all week, and he's like, "Is this you?" I was like, "Yeah." And he looked it up, and he's like, "I told my whole family. I told all my friends." And I was like, "Awesome!"
Well, as we were talking about this, maybe we should talk about a chumming and coloring
On a cruise.
on a cruise event. See, if you're out there, leave comments.
You want to go on a cruise with us?
You know, because they're what, a 5-day cruise usually.
Ours was, we left Saturday morning, and we came. Well, we got on the boat Saturday morning. And it didn't leave till 4. And we came back Saturday morning at 10.
And I know they have shorter cruises. They have like they can.
Yeah, but no one wants a short cruise.
But like a week out on a cruise ship probably could arrange for 1 or 2 special nights to do.
Oh,
podcast.
they had libraries, they had conference rooms. Yeah,
But you can find
easy
places
peasy.
to do the podcast and record, huh?
No, because the kids,
Yeah, kids. Well,
fucking
that'd
kids.
be the other thing is they do have adult only
Yeah.
cruises.
Well, and that's what Royal Caribbean is supposed to be. Not this one. They did have all you can eat free ice cream though. They had like on the pool deck, they had a little guy that would make free soft serve ice cream. That was nice. You just walk up and he gives you a cone.
I know. I'm
Well-
like thinking of like the 30 pounds I'd gained by being on.
It was good ice cream.
Well, that's one of the things that everybody I've ever talked to is like the food and then the drinks.
Yeah.
They used to do packages where you had to buy it, but now most of them are just included.
We had to buy a drink package.
Yeah, the amount that you drink.
Oh, I drank
Really?
way more than that package was worth. It's my gin. She's trying to get a hold of me. I was gonna. Oh yeah, the food in the main dining, Royal Caribbean knocked it out of the park. I had escargot for the first time, cooked in garlic butter. Life changing. I thought it was going to be disgusting, and it was one of the best things I've ever eaten.
There's a reason why it's called delicacy.
It was so good. I had arancini for the first time. Have you ever had that?
No, I've not had arancini.
Deep fried rice balls with cheese and meat inside.
Ooh, that sounds good.
They had French onions. I don't know if you like French onion soup.
It just depends.
Phenomenal.
Well, I mean but I mean they literally have gourmet chefs.
Yeah.
I mean it's
Chicken parm. Yeah.
you should. I mean, and the other thing is you should be able to find something to eat from whether it's just chicken nuggets to
Yeah, the buffet that we didn't go to, breakfast, they had everything you could have possibly imagined for breakfast. The lunch and dinner, they had hamburger bars, sandwich bars, salad bars, pizza bars. What's the little Asian guy that goes
the
with noodles and stuff?
it's a steak, but it's also the with the H.
Like stir fry.
Yeah, they have stir fry, but when they cook it in front of you.
Yeah. They had that where you could pick anything you wanted on it. I mean, it was.
So you're definitely going to do it again.
Yeah, and I gained weight.
And we're going to work that off you.
Yeah.
We're going to go back out in the woods.
But man, they made some drinks that.
So would you drive down again, or would you think about flying?
Fly. Or if we drove, we'd leave from Galveston and go to the Bahamas because Royal Caribbean does that instead of Cape Canaveral.
Oh yeah, I didn't think about that. Yeah,
but I did get to see NASA.
Oh, the Kennedy Space Center.
Yeah, you can see it right across the bay.
You should. Well, you can go tour it. If you're in there, you go in and they literally take you into the launch pad.
Yeah, but that was like another 2-3 hours out of the way. I would have gone in a heartbeat.
I did well. So I got to do that. Shoot, it's probably been 6 or 7 years ago. But we show up, and I'm doing a Rockwell event, and I didn't have any classes that day, and my buddy Jeff was like, "Hey, we're gonna ditch and Cape Canaveral, it's just right down the road."
Fuck yeah.
Fuck yes. So we go. I got pictures of me standing next to the
Yeah.
sign and all that, and they're like, "Yeah, we got some time to kill. They got tours. You want to do a tour?" And we're like,
I would go in a heartbeat.
I'm like, "Yeah, let's do a tour." And he's like, "Well, which one should we do?" And there's one that said, I was like, building tour.
Uh-huh.
We're like,
No, they take you into the actual center, the command center.
that's where I was.
Yeah.
I took pictures. What I thought was funny is all the phone systems were Siemens,
Huh.
which is a German
Yeah.
phone system. It wasn't AT&T. It wasn't anybody else. But I got pictures from inside the
Yeah.
commands.
Oh no, yeah.
They had something going on because there's multiple centers.
Mhm.
They had something going on the other side because there was a full room of people all active doing
That's
something.
awesome.
We could see where they were launching the SpaceX from.
Mhm.
That launch pad happened to be out the window where we're at. But we were like, we thought we were just going to go drive up to the buildings. No, you actually go into them.
Yep.
We're like, holy cow, that's totally made.
I'm jealous.
Yeah, no, it's pretty impressive.
Because I've been to the one in Houston. I can't remember what that one's called. The Space Center in Houston.
Yeah, it's ground control.
Ground control. And that was impressive. But man, yeah, I'm jealous. That's awesome.
There's a Hungry Howie's right by it too on the way there. One of my favorite pizza places. It's a nostalgia. It's a Florida pizza place.
Yeah, we passed quite a few of them. Did get to eat at Steak and Shake. That was
They're around here too.
in Kansas City. I haven't seen one.
Yeah, there's a Steak and Shake. Just past not Parkville. It's up in that area by Parkville.
Really?
Yeah.
I did not know that.
There used to be one
Here in Overland Park.
Well, it used to be one in Bonner.
Yeah.
It closed down.
I did want to go up when we were coming home, but it was instead of going zig, we would have had to zag to St. Augustine, but that would have added like 6 hours to the trip, and because we were at Cape Canaveral.
You know, you would have gone straight up, hit St. Augustine, and then cut over.
Yeah, but we went west to Tampa and then up.
Florida's only 200.
Followed the phone.
I know. I'm just telling you, Florida is only.
I know, like 3 hours
wide, and that's the widest section. When you get kind of close, it narrows up. So yeah, you could have gone up, and it would have delayed you a little, but not 3 hours.
I will have to say, or I do have to say, everyone in Florida, everyone in Florida needs to learn how to fucking drive.
They're all 90. What do you expect? Yeah, they're horrible.
It was either 30 miles below the speed limit or 30 miles over the speed limit. There was no in between.
The worst ones is you'll be driving, and all of a sudden brake lights come on, and it's because they're looking across the divided highway. They're looking at somebody pulled over. Yep. Everybody's doing 70, and they decide to almost stop.
Yep.
I'm like,
I ran into that.
I was just down in Orlando, and it was like I went through St. Augustine back up to Jacksonville where I was at, and that traffic, the diesel traffic. I was like, this is just as I remember it. There's a few things I enjoyed. There's a few things I don't.
The worst driving I've ever experienced.
Like, they had fixed most of it, but like when I lived there, what the horrible thing was, they had these beautiful in Jacksonville. They have all these beautiful on ramps that are like a quarter-mile long. It's so you can get up to speed. And I can't tell you how many times I almost rear-ended somebody because they would be stopped at the very end,
waiting to get in,
trying to get in, merging on 70-mile-an-hour traffic. And I'm like, oh my god! And of course, it'd be some old guy and his wife, that's like, you were supposed to be doing 80, and by the end of that,
my sister calls them snowbirds.
Yeah, it's real bad in the Panhandle.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't want to.
Destin is horrible.
Yeah, Destin, Fort Walton Beach, all that area. You don't want to be in a hurry going anywhere because maybe 10% of that area has people that are actually have jobs.
Yeah,
because everybody else is on vacation.
That's a fact.
They're tired. But it's beautiful. I mean, the beaches are beautiful.
So that was one of the things. Sorry if I'm taking up all the cruise stuff. We stopped in Coco Cay, and that's where the pool, the swim up bar, and the infinity pool that dropped off into the sand. was I was going to go down to the beach to get in the ocean, and I saw it, and I know it's for safety purposes, but it wasn't the ocean. It was a cove covered with rocks and pylons so that you can't swim out into the ocean for safety reasons. And I'm sure it's for sharks not being able to get in or sea life. But I was a little disappointed with that. I wanted to be in the wide open ocean. Does that make sense? To swim out?
You can, but you're not going to swim that far out.
No, I know, but
No. So Florida is home to like a large number of different breeds of sharks,
we were in the Bahamas, though, not Florida.
even in Bahamas,
Yeah. I know.
because it's a shallow water.
More of an aesthetic thing. It just didn't feel right. That I
Did you
wasn't.
get in the water?
I didn't go down to the beach. I stayed in the pool because it was nice and it was heated. Like,
Well, the water down there is pretty warm for the ocean because it's pretty shallow in that area.
but it was nice to be in a heated pool,
Oh yeah.
as opposed to an ice cold pool. Like, and they
How
lied.
did you needed the time off.
I did. They lied to me that there was dye when you pee in the pool. I peed in the pool. I didn't see any red dye.
That's blue.
No, they told me it was red.
No, it's never red.
Okay. Well,
I didn't-
I didn't see anything. I peed a lot.
That's why you have the hat. I pee pools.
Yeah, I wasn't allowed to wear that, by the way.
Did you bring it with you?
Yeah, I did. But I was gonna say something else. Oh yeah, the driving. My brother-in-law told me a story because they lived there for years, in Bradenton, which is in Tampa. He told me a story like he was going to the store one day and they were on like a main highway. It was like 55 mile an hour, like shopping centers on the side. This little old lady just stops in the middle of the road, parks her car, gets out, crosses the oncoming traffic, and goes into a store and leaves her car in the middle of the road. And I was like, because I was with him, and I was like, "What just happened?" And he's like, "Oh, you just get used to it." And I'm like, "No, it's
Yeah, no, it's a definitely different. How much time we got?
we're at 45. We'll go for
But yeah, no, Florida. I mean, you didn't go looking for skunk ape. You didn't do.
no." I was really upset that I couldn't see the stars because I was hoping to like sit out there and watch for the stars.
I didn't think about how much light those boats have, but yeah, when you're out, like I've done deep sea fishing off the boat, and it's not really deep sea. I mean, they go far enough out that you can't see the land. But
Like past the international border, like 12
yeah,
miles off the coast.
you're far enough out that you don't see land. But yeah, it's black. I mean, like there's
Yeah,
it's just black.
scary black.
Yeah, I mean, as long as the swells aren't too bad, if it's fairly calm, yeah,
You can see the stars, though, right?
Oh yeah, it's as long as there's no storms.
And it's probably different than going out in the middle of Kansas and looking at the stars.
No,
Like it's you
like
probably see a lot more
yeah. Well, I mean, if you go to certain areas of Kansas where there's like
low.
nothing,
Oh shit, that's my microphone.
yeah.
I was trying to figure out what that
very
was.
similar results, but yeah, no, it's definitely different. Like I got when I was in Jacksonville, a hurricane was coming through. It missed Jacksonville, but looking at the ocean and seeing that storm front
Oh,
was just
yeah.
awe-inspiring because you're like, because I mean, how far out you can see is just amazing.
So I want to get your opinion because I know I'm not full of shit, but Jim didn't necessarily believe me. The green flash. Have you
St.
heard?
Elmo's fire.
You've heard of that, right?
Yeah.
That when the sun sets and you can see a spark.
Yeah, there's
well, it's rare.
That's not St. Elmo's fire. St. Elmo's fire is on a high mass of ships would get Coriolis
Yeah,
effects from the atmosphere. I mean, there's nothing else around. When the sun goes down on the ocean, there are reports of.
I've seen it.
You got to see it.
Yeah, I didn't see it on this trip, but I've seen it while I've been down in Florida.
Well, it was like the solar eclipse. They had flares that you could see.
Yeah, but I was trying to explain it to her, and she's like, "A green spark." I was like, "Yeah,
It's a green light.
it's like bluish green."
But it's similar to the Northern Lights.
Yeah,
the Aurora Boreal.
It's very fast.
Yeah. But I mean, what I'm saying is that greenish blue.
Mhm. But that is the thing, right?
Yeah.
Okay. See, told you. Love you.
Sorry, Jen.
Love you.
Maybe you'll get touched again soon.
Oh, a sleeper.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
But yeah, our boat was actually supposed to go to Haiti initially, and I'm glad it didn't because it didn't because now it's at war
Yeah.
with itself.
Haiti's one of these weird islands.
I mean, I would like to
Eventually,
visit because I know people that have been from Haiti, and I've heard it's pretty. When it's
most
not
of those islands
at war.
are pretty. Like, Jamaica's really pretty, but you don't want to leave certain areas.
Yeah, that's fair.
I mean,
Yeah,
there's a reason why that used to be nothing but pirates in that area.
that's true.
You could have been a pirate of the Caribbean.
What would my name? What would our names have been? Uh, Fatty Mc Fatty McShortsword,
Would be Captain Fatty McShort.
Captain Fatty McShortsword. What would you have?
Hard to say. Probably just asshole. Second mate asshole. Why is he
Yeah.
so mean?
We
I
really
love lemons.
lemons or oranges. It's scurvy. Yeah, that's I now looking back on it, they had apples or oranges and lemons everywhere on the boat.
You don't have to worry about it. I mean, like in the old days, I mean, they were on for months at a time.
Yeah.
The hardest thing for them, you know,
What
you're
is-
not really thinking about lemons and oranges. You're thinking about fresh water.
What's scurvy anyway?
Scurvy is a deficiency of vitamin C, and it literally starts messing with your muscles, and it starts curling you. You'll start same with lack of potassium.
So astronauts get scurvy.
Yeah, they can.
They call it something else now.
But yeah, you're not taking in enough minerals.
The muscle weaknesses,
Atrophy.
atrophy. Thank you.
Scurvy is not. Scurvy is a mineral deficiency that will f you up,
Okay,
affects your joints and all that.
interesting.
Atrophy and space is because you don't
You're-
use muscle.
Yeah, you're weightless, basically. Um, we really need to look into the Chumming cruise.
There's, like I said, I'm sure we could find an adult only. Probably pair up with some other paranormal groups.
I am not getting on a carnival ship. I'm just saying that right now. I heard stories.
Carnival's family, and that's like
Carnival's a family boat.
I think Carnival's family.
Carnival's the
single
orgy upside down pineapple fest.
Oh, well, I think that those are certain cruises. Not all of them are that.
So Carnival's the ones where they have like concerts and DJs and stuff every hour of the day. Like it doesn't go to sleep. I can't handle that shit.
Maybe we should just see if we can book the Queen Mary. Just do a couple nights in the Queen Mary.
To take it out?
I don't know if they take it out or not, but it's haunted enough.
No, I want to go.
You want to go out?
I want to go in the water.
Stop at some places.
Like I was born on the water, close to the water, Norfolk, on the naval base, and I don't know. I feel at peace.
It's fair. Like
Does that make sense?
I love being on the beach. I love looking at the ocean. I actually don't like swimming in the ocean as much because it's just crusty when you get out. I'm much.
It is.
I'd much rather have fresh water. You know, but the beach. Love the beach. I love looking for shells and
Oh yeah.
the wildlife. And
Speaking of which, I thought it was going to be impossible because one of the requests by someone was for me to find a Christmas ornament in Nassau. Kara, this is for you. We get on Nassau, and I asked the shop lady, I was like, I know this is a weird request, but do you happen to have any Christmas ornaments? And she goes,
the whole section.
there was a whole store of Christmas ornaments for white people.
Pretty much. It's like if you ever go to Branson There's a huge, massive building that's nothing but Christmas. Doesn't matter.
Really?
Oh yeah. I was like, it was pretty impressive. I was like, I mean, it is. I mean, it's at least the size of your apartment complex.
Holy
Double,
crap!
multiple floors. They had 3 floors of it. I was like,
What's the appeal of Christmas ornaments? I don't know. I just
that's what I think.
yeah, no, I know it is, but like
They had everything from trees. I'm thinking, who's gonna buy a tree while you're in Silver Dollar City?
oh, I got pissed. This is a funny story for you guys. So we were walking around Nassau all day. It was hot. I'm sweating, and I noticed that they had these sharks at one of the stalls when we first walked in, and I was like, I need to go get a shark to put on the wall. Jen and I stop at the same store. This is the only one I saw. Guess how much this cost?
35.
This was 15.
Oh, that's not so bad.
Yeah, it is. Jen walks out with a shark the size of this,
Like
stuffed animal, just like this. And I'm like, God, how much did that cost? And she's like, $20. I'm like, what?
it's because of the chain on it was what cost extra.
And they wouldn't let me return it because I was going to trade it in for the big one. Carnival people. I was really bad that I wasted $15 on this small little thing, and she got a giant one for 20.
Should have listened to her.
Don't ever. No. No.
It comes to shopping, at least.
Yeah.
She does find deals.
She does. She's amazing at finding deals. And amazing in general. Like, I don't know what my life would be without her. Like, I hate to say that
A lot
because it
of
sounds weird, but yeah. I was nervous to meet her family, and they all love me for some odd reason.
because you're a nice guy.
I guess. But yeah, I brought some rum cake back for you. One for Miles. Which Miles, next weekend we are celebrating Miles' 50th birthday.
That's not next weekend.
It's May 9th.
That's not next weekend.
It's not?
No. It's 2 weekends out.
Okay, well in 2 weeks we're celebrating your 50th birthday.
Yeah, it's only April 23rd right now.
Oh.
You get another week of April. And then that first weekend. So
Wow,
this coming
we do.
weekend is we're doing sleeper with
This weekend.
with Peyton Paranormal.
Next weekend, hopefully we're not doing anything.
No, we're not.
Thank God.
There is an event down Arkansas we're passing up on.
Oh, the Falk.
Yeah. No, it's not Falk, but
Oh yeah.
and then May 9th is his birthday, my son's graduation. So I'm tied up. So May we're actually
booked.
Yeah, we're booked. Not for paranormal stuff, but for just life events. And then June
16th, I got to go to St. Louis for a funeral.
Yep. But June 6th, Little Rock, Arkansas, North Little Rock, Old Hearts.
It's going to be here sooner than you think.
Yeah, like I said, we're going to start pumping out that. Some great speakers. The VIP tickets are on sale now. You don't have to have a ticket to be there, but the VIP will get a dinner. Gets the inside, paid speakers, and a meet and greet. Highly recommend it. It helps pay for everything going on. We have a booth. We're also speaking.
Yep.
Ghost Gossip, Tidbits and Tarot, Pin Paranormal, of course, John Fike from Myth Monsters and Mullets, Matt Orton, of course, Drunken Cryptids putting it on. Cryptids of Corn is going to be there. Nevermore Hollows is going to be there.
Did you say Ghost Gossip already?
Yeah.
Okay.
There.
So, no, they're not. They're going to Ohio. Never mind.
Yeah, unfortunately, they can't make it that far. But the next one after that, the next big one is Ohio Bigfoot Jamboree.
I thought they had mentioned that.
No, sorry. September 25th, 6th, and 7th is Hutchinson's
Central
Kansas Para-Chum, which we'll be at. We'll also be speaking there as well.
And Unraveling with the Spirits will be there with us.
Yep. Unraveling's going to be there. A bunch of people.
I think Ghost Gossip's going to be there too.
I don't think she's making it.
No? Oh, no. She's got the one in Colorado. or something like
No,
that.
that's Penn's going.
That's Penn.
Nope,
I'm-
Colorado's the 6th. We had a bunch of friends that generally come out, say hi. We will probably be doing more likely a giveaway at each one of these events.
Brought to you by Jen.
Yep. Like and subscribe. Show us on your phone to our YouTube channel. Put your name in, and then at the end of the probably midday, well, 3/4 of the day through, we'll do a drawing at each one of the events.
And a couple of other things to keep on the lookout for. Probably won't have them ready for the Arkansas, but I'm hoping to have them ready and ordered for the Central Kansas. We have a couple of new coloring books coming out. JD's children's coloring book featuring Bigfoot, and the Chumming with the Spirits coloring book called Paranormal Babies, which I've gotten a lot of
Feedback
on.
that people are really wanting it.
So it's gonna be paranormal creatures, cryptids and such, as babies for you to color, and then descriptions and
Where they're found at, and all.
where they're found at, and all that kind of stuff. So keep an eye out for those. We're also going to start doing shorts in the realm of kind of like a stand-up comedy skit for
fun shorts.
Fun shorts.
Not necessarily the shorts. We'll probably have one or two from our episodes, but more kind of like the behind the scenes of get the real Para-Chum and get the real JD.
Yeah.
Just us having fun. There'll be some shorts coming up from when we're at Arkansas Cryptid Festival, because there'll be a ton of behind the scenes stuff.
One of the ones that we're talking about developing are JD and Para-Chum's life lessons.
Yeah.
On
don't forget your bug spray.
Yeah. Don't drink coffee with cream and then eat Tijuana Mamas.
Yeah. Know what restrooms are valuable.
Yeah. When you're camping, know which way to go when exiting the tent.
Pay attention to when you're being guided around.
That'll be the first one.
Yeah. I was trying to find that in the audio because I was for sure it had to make a loud sound, but I haven't been able to get through it.
Did you get the audio off of it? Because it showed that there was nothing there. What happened?
I don't know if the battery was just dead enough. I was able, and it could have been just the port wasn't working. I got them all off. They're on my laptop.
Okay, that's good. Because I was freaking out.
But probably
it's something wrong.
I'm pretty sure we got whoops at one point, but
not at night.
I had one. I had it before you used it at the campfire. I either had my camera or I had that running, and I thought I had it, but
you haven't heard me stumbling around and peeing on myself, and
because it's I had to open up a new audio recorder so I could see the sound bites, so I could kind of fast forward through it. But
Audacity, it's free. Download it; it's phenomenal.
I'll have to do that.
That's what I use when I analyze audio.
Yeah, I'll have to download on my laptop because I didn't do that. But that's we have all that. Hopefully because I thought we had whoops or we had chatter when we were back at base camp before we went to bed.
No, that was at the fire out.
But we definitely had the whales that
I don't remember.
Unfortunately, people were talking so much. It's kind of.
I don't remember hearing any whoops when we were at the
Matthew thought he heard something before we went to bed.
Okay.
We'll see. Like I said, it's just like we have probably 200 hours of audio and video to go through still. I mean, it's just going to take time.
It is.
We'll release it as we find it, and we're going to we're taking a little break from. We're doing an investigation this weekend. After that, we're kind of on hiatus until June.
Just filming.
Yeah, well, we have the Sally House and then the museum, June 26th, 27th. Tickets are already sold out. That's through the Chambers of Commerce and
we need to start promoting that too. Well,
it's already sold.
It's already sold, so there's no promoting to deal with.
No, but we do need to get there, talk to them, and go see the museum and that.
We should do that next weekend. Oh no, we've set aside working on the trailer next weekend.
Well, we also got an interview next weekend too.
It's true.
But I mean, it doesn't mean we can't just. It's 30 minutes from
Yeah,
my
it's
house.
30
We just
minutes, yeah.
run up there real quick and double check.
But make sure they're open.
Yeah, actually open.
That
That's
is-
something else that we probably could do for shorts is like the Jesse James Museum, some of the historical locations in town, and
So I don't know if you remember on the drive back, Jen was the one texting you, not
Yeah.
me. I want to get your guys. We want to
Oh,
get your
yeah.
guys'
She had a good
input on
idea,
this.
yeah.
She had actually had a couple of good ideas. She mentioned that we should do a chumming road trip series where we go out to ghost towns and whatnot and go live from them and do like a sort of a mini investigation of the ghost town, but then also videos explaining the history of them and whatnot. And she also mentioned doing that as a book too.
Well, I didn't think about it on the book.
Yeah,
I mean, yeah, give us feedback on. Would
If
you
that-
like to see some stuff like a B channel of Chumming with the Spirits, where it's mostly investigations, or
because we
should
could,
we be doing more lives? You know, just going live. Now that we have Starlink, we can do a 2 to 3 hour live with no problem.
because you know who would be fun to take out to do that series with?
Who?
Jeb.
Oh yeah,
I think he would have fun doing
oh,
that,
yeah.
and he would have ideas of locations to go to as well.
We need to hit him up. I don't know if he's. I'm assuming he's going to Arkansas Cryptid Festival. We need to hit him up, see if he's going to actually be there or not.
We talked about Ohio picking him up.
Yeah.
But we didn't talk to him about Arkansas.
Yeah, when you talked about Arkansas, because he's not that far,
No, he's only like 3 hours.
or 4 hours. Yeah,
No, not even. Well, I guess yeah, because he's up towards St. Louis, isn't he?
yeah, he's just south of St. Louis, about an hour south. But
So,
which is Jeb from Backwoods Boogeyman?
not
Or-
Backyards Boogeyman.
I think it's Backyard. We need to start a
He needs-
channel.
Yeah, make fun of Backwoods.
Yeah.
That would be hilarious.
If you haven't a chance, check his podcast out. You can find him on Facebook and podcast. He has Backwoods Boogeyman podcast group. Of course, Cryptids of the Corn, great people, Justin and Jay.
Yep.
Great advice on everything. They will be there. Find them on Facebook and everywhere else. Myth Monsters and Mullets, Crypto Paranormal, Brian Goddard, Cleveland. Matt
Cleveland from Family Guy's going to be there.
Of course, Ghost Gossip out of South Carolina. Check her out. She just interviewed John Santa from Spirit Paranormal.
Yep.
Great episode. We're going to have them on our podcast at some time. We hopped on theirs, had a great time.
We need to do the next episode topic with Kraken cans that we've
Check out Kraken Cans, of course, and through them, go check out Cryptids and Cold Ones. Another podcast that's coming up. Great people. I got to go meet Mike and Corey. Had a great time.
You're going to be out there again soon, aren't you?
I got another trip in May. Head back out there, maybe do some filming. At least do a couple shorts with them or something.
Yeah, let me know when you're there. I'll hop on.
Yeah, we'll get that.
If it's not the middle of the day, obviously.
Yeah, but definitely. We've been blessed with a good group of podcasters around us. Great locations.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd say we're probably 5 times busier this year than what I thought we were going to be, which is good. I mean, like we've got to go to some amazing locations. I've been to Garnett now 3 different times.
Mm-hmm. It hasn't disappointed that.
No, never. Well, I'll be honest. Even Sleeper, we get activity every time we're at Sleeper.
Yeah.
Which is rare. I mean, it's the level of activity may be slightly off from one night to another, but there's
activity.
Absolutely activity, and it doesn't seem to matter who's there with you. Garnett, of course, is active. If you haven't had a chance, that's owned by Justin Spurrier.
Mm-hmm.
Great guy.
We need to get up to Malvern.
Need to do Melbourne with Josh Hurd.
Missouri State Penn.
Yeah, because we've done Mac and Cheer, we've done Sally. We're going back to the Sally. Melbourne, I would like to because I haven't done Melbourne, and then I just realized I haven't even done the Betty's Mansion. I haven't done
Beatty Mansion.
Yeah, Beatty and
St. Joe.
State. but we'll get there eventually.
We need to get back to Harris Kearney.
We
It's
need to see
been
if we can get there.
years since we've been there.
Yeah, the birthplace of where we all met.
Yeah. Do like an anniversary edition.
Yeah, so we have to reach out to them, see, get Rick to come out.
Yeah. See if Dave's available because he was there too.
Yep.
Yeah. No, I think that would be fun.
Stroll down memory lane.
We should
see
do
if there's
that.
any activity. I mean, we had activity when we were there. We ended up doing it like twice or 3 times. I can't remember how many times we did it.
I've been there over 40 and every single time was active.
I mean, and each place is different. Like for me, Garnett is probably the most active only because it has physical things getting moved, which is really rare.
Rare. Very
Enough that you notice it, like things getting shoved off of counters, balls being wedged someplace, getting popped out. So I mean, that's why if you haven't checked out Garnett, definitely check out. There's tons of videos on them. We have our own evidence from one of the times I was there on our evidence page. And keep in mind these locations. Yes, you have to pay to go into them. That is so they can be kept. These buildings, like a sleeper mortuary, their AC unit is old and it's going to have to be replaced. You know, the quote was like $25,000 for almost at cost. I mean, that's mostly labor just because of how big the building is. McIntyre, same thing. You know, had issues with the plumbing and had to get that all dug up. You know, that's thousands. You know, $10,000 happens real quick. So when you see these prices,
and the longer they wait, the more it costs.
Yeah, so book. A lot of them are doing daytime investigations. You know, we do have a Facebook page called Daylight Savings Paranormal. I'd highly recommend it. We've had activity most of the time when we're setting up during the day. It's $100 at all these locations for 5 people. You get it from 11 o'clock in the morning till 2 p.m. If anything, you get to check out a really neat building at all the locations. I highly recommend it. Take advantage of that. But those are what help fund and pay to maintain these buildings. They're older. They have to have maintenance done. You know, foundation work, windows. You know, heating these buildings are very expensive. So just, keep that in mind when you're doing it. And I get if you're doing it by yourself, it is very expensive. Most of them are set up for 6 to 10 people. And if you break that cost down by that, it's not that bad considering most of the places are open you get them usually at 3 p.m. and you have them till like 10 a.m.
Yeah.
So you bring a sleeping bag, you can crash there if you're up to it.
I remember the days of big locations costing thousands of dollars and you only got it from like 8 to 12.
Yeah.
Luckily that's changed over the past couple of years, but
well, I mean, people have realized that you have to make it affordable so people can go, because if you make it too expensive and exclusive,
no one goes.
You'll get one event every quarter versus having
20
6 events to 20.
Yeah.
And some of them are starting to be more open to doing actual daytime events and nighttime. We just have to get back with Tori about we want to do like an arts fair with some vendors at Sleeper at some point in time. May not be this year, maybe. It all depends on how things are going. I still want to do coloring and chumming at the Sally.
That was loud.
Yeah, at the McIntyre before it sells, and Garnett definitely.
Yeah.
Oh, I heard Brown Mansion is now back open to doing investigations.
Is it?
So
I gotta pee.
On that note, somebody's got to shake the dew out the lily. We will catch you next time. But this has been Chum with the Spirits, JD and Para-Chum.
Thank you for listening to us ramble.
Yep. This will be our rambling on edition.
Yeah. Or catch up.
Yeah.
So, thanks.
Be safe.